eDOT solution. He founded in 2004. eDOT solution is dedicated in using technology for making maritime trade safer, more efficient, cost-effective, as well as more comfortable for the seafarers. From tracking solutions to cargo testing labs to cybersecurity solutions to creative training methods, eDOT solution has only one goal: merge philosophy and technology with the nuisance of maritime trade for the benefits of the seafarer. Ruchin is Master Mariner, ex-chairman of the CMMI Goa, Fellow of the IIMS UK, Associate Fellow of the Nautical Institute London, and Surveyor of SAMS America, and a member of AIMS Australia. His articles may be found on the internet of the Seaways magazine, Command, Mary, as well as in the Report magazine of the IM eDOT solution. Is a member of BIMCO. Certified by Class NK, MENT for their training. Certified by BB under ISO 27001. Certified by IR Class under ISO 21001. Certified by DAC under ISO 9001. The eDOT Marine Laboratory is approved by the DGS, certified by NABL under ISO 17025. Mr. Ruchin can be contacted on the email at ruchin@edot-solutions.com. Can I request Captain Ruchin to join us on the stage, sir?
The series of events depicted in the following video will be familiar to most deck officers who have navigated in the South China Sea. The fishing traffic is dense to an extent that there are times when the sea is lit up by the city and merchant ships make their way through this maze, managing to keep just a few cables away, sometimes by sheer chance. Have you ever thought how dangerous this can be, especially if this is accepted to be an ordinary norm and watchkeeping is taken for granted? In this particular incident, an inefficient lookout failed to identify and judge correctly a close-quarter situation.
Ultimate across the ball, move the ball, ultimate across the ball.
Resulting in the collision of two cargo vessels. Ship negligence coupled with failure to use the bridge equipment optimally caused extensive damage to both ships, loss of time, loss of face for the company and the ship staff involved. This video aims at drawing your attention to strict implementation of the passage plan, effective use of bridge watchkeeping resources such as efficient lookouts, correct use of bridge equipment, watchkeeping, alarms, active alarm settings to be correctly set as per the passage plan, same to be continuously monitored in a high traffic density area. Join me while I will take you through this incident. Let's try and grasp a hold of how crucial each role of duty is in ship navigation operations to ensure safety and security of the vessel and the crew.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I am Ruchin.
And I am Capt.
Before we go on to tell you why we showed you this video, I would like to introduce my team in Goa. We are 65 professionals in Goa, and this is what we do. We do 20 years, we have done 20 years of software development, we do apps, we are digitalization partners of many shipping companies. We do a lot of work where many of our apps are commercially uploaded on the Google Play Store or the App Store. We are considered as cybersecurity, maritime cybersecurity pioneers. We started work long before the industry in 2016, 2017, and we are approved by Class NK for our cybersecurity initiatives. But here's what we want to talk about today. We are very passionate about learning and using technology where learning is concerned. We are very hesitant to use the word training. Devki will tell you more a little later. So what do? We have our own learning management system, and not to be lost with so many already floating around the maritime landscape. Ours is different. We believe in storytelling, we believe in engaging, immersive content, we believe in culture. And of course, Gaurav has given such an excellent presentation that I have had to change mine at the last minute at the risk of complete duplication. So we are partners with Wärtsilä and we do primarily everything that they do, just that our head office is in Finland and good ship from Sweden. But thank you Gaurav for the excellent presentation. And much of what we do is of course approved by class everything. So the reason I said why we are so hesitant to use the word training is because this is what we have become. We are over here, I'm sure there will be so many people who talk about mental wellness, and this is what the seafarer is. Basically, he is tired of training. He is tired of training because training is now getting to his nerves. So many companies have given their seafarers a mental app, for their mental wellness app. But the irony of it is that even the app requires training. You've got to be trained to understand the science. You've got to be trained to understand the state of mind. You've got to be trained to understand how other seafarers are feeling. Are they feeling isolated? Are they lost? So training is something of a complete burden today, if I may call it. And with due respect to so many of the stalwarts here and gurus and my mentors who are now looking at different training and learning solutions, well, we believe in just two simple things. Training is essential, of course, because technology is changing, and we need to leverage skill to operate technology, leverage it with risk. I mean, just the other day there was some discussion on a group saying, yeah, my very mate he doesn't even know there are training tables. Alright. But we still have to load in the lakes, no? So how are you trimming? So is replacing trimming tables with a small app on your notebook, is that wrong or is that right? Well, as long as you can leverage it with the risk, because it's mathematics. And if you are going to use technology, then of course the risk of error should be less, as long as you can leverage it with the risk. So, to do this, to fulfill the skill gap, whether it's dual fuel engine or whatever, methanol, ammonia, whatever is coming now, or the new reflective learning methods of your egg disk, where an AI-generated radar fix is being produced on your egg disk, and next day you will be told as to how much was the difference between your fix and the AI-generated fix. So if that kind of training, yes, but how? So we believe completely in simulation, which Gaurav very nicely, he told us as to what all we can do with simulation. But what about the rest? What about the rest? How come the pilot data incidents? How come the enclosed space entry decks? How come those are not decreasing? So we at eDOT, we believe it is culture. It is just culture. And how is culture created? In my opinion, through storytelling. So whether it was Bunyad at one point of time, whether it was Ramayana serial, Bollywood, or all the epics and all the holy books, that is where culture is created, by telling stories. That is how we got culture at home. And of course, to some extent, by experiencing behavior. What you experience in a company, at home, in the society, that is what builds culture. So we at eDOT are just into two kinds of things where learning is concerned. One, providing the best quality technology where simulation is concerned, and then telling effective stories so that you retain, the seafarers retain what you tell them. Practical competency developed by simulation and then engaging storytelling. Devki?
storytelling for conditioned reflexes? Yes, because learning is a voluntary process. Learning shapes habits and behaviors. Learning is a product of the activity of the learner. Learning does not necessarily happen only because training is available or accessible. Most of our early years, we have a teacher-driven learning process happening. But after we pass out college, most of the learning that we get, it comes from intent and it comes from being involved. And this process influences our habits, behaviors, and shapes our actions at work. And behavior at workplace is a product of habits formed through learning. Very often, at work, what is normal behavior gets termed as casual behavior because it stands in the way of our call of duty. Why? Purely because of our habits. And if you ask me how, let's have a look at this.
It's a pen drive loaded with movies from his friend from the ship Chandler's. The vessel exits coastal waters and is in open seas. All on board are winding down after a very hectic port stay. The second mate is finalizing his passage plan on the Navbox PC. The chief mate, having seen the bosun receiving the movies, borrows it to download movies onto his personal laptop. When the second mate goes down for a beer, the chief mate also feels relaxed and excited about the movies on his borrowed pen drive. He gives in to the temptation and plugs the pen drive into the Navbox PC. The viruses from this external pen drive get transferred to the Navbox PC. When the second mate comes back, he plugs the nav stick into the Navbox PC and the virus from the now infected Navbox PC travels into the nav stick. The nav stick is then plugged into egg disk 1, and it's obvious that the virus is now transmitted to egg disk 1.
So one egg disk was infected, and very often they have this practice of syncing both the egg disks. Now what would happen if the second mate would sync egg disk 1 with egg disk 2? You all know the answer, but I'm not here to talk about that. What we have seen here is normal behavior becoming casual behavior, going against the call of duty. Now, what are the reasons for this? One, due to lack of knowledge. Or two, due to the habit of early gratification. So, what is early gratification? When we seek to give in to temptation, to seek pleasure, and against our rules, against our regulations, that comes from habit, and that habit is the habit of early gratification, much against delayed gratification, where one would wait for the appropriate moment and then probably go to his room, plug his pen drive into his personal laptop, and then access the movies that were loaded onto the pen drive. Now, whatever the reason may be, here what we need is conditioning of the mind. So hence for conditioning of the mind, what we require is storytelling. How storytelling using technology can be a game changer? Facts tell, stories tell. And since we are into observing behavior for storytelling, we have seen, we were sitting at the back and I observed that when Captain he was giving his presentation, everybody was paying attention because he had a story and that engaged everyone. That's the point that we're trying to make. So, by facts tell, stories sell, what we're trying to tell you is that stories convince people. The second thing that storytelling can give you is enhanced learning outcomes and better retention of the information that we're trying to project to any audience that we approach, in our case, our seafarers. So we bring to you learning solutions using technology to enrich knowledge and create a culture of learning where habits become conditioned reflexes using storytelling. We do it with LMS, simulations, and storytelling. That's all from us.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
May I request Mr. Amin Madni, Best Marine, and Mr. Shadab to join us on the stage, please. Our next speaker is Captain CEO and